it's Luke chapter 2, verses 1 to 7. Now in those days a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that a census be taken of all the inhabitants of the earth. This was the first census taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria, and everyone was on his way to register for the census, each to his own city. Joseph also went up from Galilee, from the city of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and family of David, in order to register along with Mary, who was engaged to him and was with child. While they were there, the days were completed for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn son. And she wrapped him in cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. So Mary has returned to Nazareth. She's now with Joseph, and there is this census that is required. And Joseph goes to his ancestral city, which is Bethlehem, which we know is the city of David, or the place where David was raised, and it's to fulfill the prophecies of Micah and of Isaiah. Let me just read to you what it says in Micah chapter 5. And it says in 5 and verse 2, and it says, "But as for you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you one will go forth for me to be ruler in Israel. His going forth are from long ago, from the days of eternity. Therefore he will give them up until the time when she who is in labour has borne a child. Then the remainder of his brethren will return to the sons of Israel. And he will arise and shepherd his flock in the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of the Lord his God. And they will remain, because at that time he will be great to the ends of the earth. This one will be our peace." And in chapter 11 of Isaiah it says, "Then a shoot will spring from the stem of Jesse." And Jesse was David's father. "And a branch will from his roots will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and strength, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. And he will delight in the fear of the Lord, and he will not judge by what his eyes see, nor make a decision of what his ears hear. But with righteousness he will judge the poor, and decide with fairness for the afflicted of the earth. And he will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. Also righteousness will be the belt around his loins, and faithfulness the belt around his waist." So we see the prophecies are speaking of Bethlehem, and it's also speaking about how this shoot will come from Jesse, whose home was Bethlehem. And here we have Joseph, by circumstances that came of this census, they came down to Bethlehem, and that's where this child was born. So just a small aside here, it says that it says that Mary gave birth to her firstborn son, and she wrapped him in cloths, that's like just baby clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And the way the Hebrew is written, the Greek is written, it's like there wasn't a room, there wasn't a guest room in the inn. And so they laid the baby in the manger. Now, in those days, in an inn, there would be an area where the animals would be, and then next to that would be the living accommodation. It was as if Jesus and Mary, there wasn't actually a guest room for them, and so they were there in the kind of the main area of the inn, and they laid this baby in the manger. And I would have thought the innkeeper would have probably put a barrier or whatever for the animals to go to the other side of the stable where they were. But here we have the Lord Jesus being born and Mary laying this little baby in a manger.